Good morning. We're waiting for teacher Rufina. For those of you that are here already, good morning. And those of you who are in charge of the initial opening ceremony, the floor is open. From Africa, who is going to be the leader? How are you organized?
Good
Could you
morning.
please start?
Good afternoon. Good evening. This is Grace Nadi from Nigeria. Can you hear me, please? Hello? Yes, I did.
We can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to take the silent invocation on behalf of African team. Please, can you hear me? Can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to take a silent invocation. I don't know if you can see what I'm holding, a kola nut. Can you see it? I'm going to take it with kola nut that represents an element from the Mother Earth. So your response shall be, as I take the invocation, is say, please, those that don't have the kola, just bear with me. This one is representing all of us. So as I make the invocation, your response shall be, Ise, at the end of the invocation. So this is what we use in Nigeria. So, and Nigeria is in Africa, so it's representing the whole of Africa. So I take it this way. In the silence of this moment, let us turn inward to the quiet voice within. You are all expected to fold your hands like this way. Can you see me? Hold your hands like this while I take the invocation. At the end of it, you respond, say, okay. So, we are happy with the water, fire, the wind, sunlight, and the air that Mother Earth holds in custody. May peace fill our hearts, clarity guide our thoughts, and compassion shape our actions. Grant us wisdom to listen deeply and strength to act justly. In silence, we center ourselves, open to the truth, anchored in purpose, and ready to serve. In response, shall we all say, Ise? Thank you very much. And as we continue the section, bye.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
The teacher is saying that she's having some technical difficulties, but she's oh, so you are going to have a different point of view. She has been with us in this whole process during the diploma course. You're going to have a great, great, great teacher, a great sister who's going to walk with us. I mean, while she's able to connect, I'm going to give you some announcements, some general announcements. First of all, recognize those of you who sent your work, which is probably being reviewed from your tutors as well. Some of you sent it, your protocol for research. Remember that it's very, very important, very, very important that truly you integrate the very solid proposal research project. And from this, it depends the next steps that are coming onward. There's a commitment to do a solid research, and this is the protocol is the route, and then after you're going to go into the ground and do the interviews, collect the data, etc. So please continue to coordinate with your tutors. You will have sessions. You've probably already had them or communications directly with your tutors. And if not, please, they are there for you so you can, so they can get help with your projects and protocols. So if you have any questions, please go directly with them so we can continue to advance with the integration of all the information. So I don't know if anybody has a question around this. And if not, we will give the word to our teacher, Rufina, who's already here. Thank you for this session, Grace. Thank you. And we are now going into our work with Rufina today. Good morning, everybody, my colleagues. It's a really honor. I'm really happy to be able to be a part of this select group of students. Can you hear me? Excuse me, can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Perfect. So I want to welcome each one of you. I feel very honored to be part of this team. And I would like to say quickly that we should get to know each other. So to be able to go into this new path, this new walk, this journey, we're all going to learn, me from you, and whatever little I know, I'm here to give and be able to contribute to this process. Yes. Okay, so my name is Jusleida. I'm Sulu Indigenous. I'm in Sucre in Colombia. Okay. Good morning. My name is Rocio Silverio Romero. I am from Tomaya, from the state of Mexico, and I live in Mexico. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Sabantho and I'm from Guyana. My community is the Lokono Arawaks, in Region 4, Guyana, just out from the city, the closest Indigenous territory to the city.
Thank you.
My name is Megumi Kamiya. I'm Ryukyuan, Ryukyu, Japan. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Natosim Edward from Tanzania. I belong to Maasai Indigenous community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Grace Nnadi from Nigeria. I belong to Indigenous people of Ajerogu, Kwadoro. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Marta Pati from Ulat community from Maluku, Indonesia. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Priscilla from India, belong to Liang Mai Naga community. Thank you everyone, to all the indigenous sisters.
Okay. Good morning. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear the teacher. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. My name is Susana Morales. I'm from the Mocoy people of Argentina. I don't know what to do. I think it's your microphone, Susana, because we can hear perfectly well the teacher and the others. So please look at your mic and disconnect and reconnect maybe, but we can hear her well. It says active. I don't know how that would be different. Oh, Teacher Rufina, we can hear you perfectly, so we don't have problems with your audio, so you can please continue. Okay, I want to greet you, everybody. Liliana, will you show me the way? Or am I going to project, or how does it work? We're gonna show it. Okay, let's start.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm back. We're going to switch to your presentation and the PowerPoint slide. We're going to project it at this moment. Perfect. Just a moment. Just a moment. I don't know what's going on. Oh, this is stressful. we can see it already. Yes, perfect, perfect. Thank you. Okay, colleagues, we're going to start. First of all, let's start getting into matter. The tools that we're going to use in this space, right? So we have already sent with time ahead, and this is going to be uploaded in the platform to just follow up, to just follow up this diploma course. Okay. To upload it to the paddle. So what are we going to, we're going to project step by step, taking into account like the tools that we have already designed, so we can show or start working in our journey. I call it like that because every moment we're constructing, we are building, working with tools from our daily basis living that could serve us to see, to feel, to think, to act. The positive situations, and also and not so positive situation in the field of research that we realize from the outside vision, from what is inside, what is ours, from our territory. So what we do in a daily basis in our community. Okay, so just a moment. Oh, I don't know. Liliana, I can't see what I'm projecting. You can't see. You can't see what it's projected. Can the rest of you can you rest of you see? Can the rest of you can see? Yes, I can see it. Okay. So what we can do? You can project it, so you have the control. I'm going to pass you on the material, so you don't have problem. Maybe is your signal, maybe my reception, my precisely from yesterday, I'm having problem with my connection. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Thank you very much. Okay, the first session we're going to start today, we call it critical analysis, the approach, Euro and North-centric approach, right? So there we have some data that can improve and make it a little wider, like starting from the induction that we're going to do today. What we're going to provide you, you can complement it, this work, taking into account some instruments, some documents that could help you to have a view of what you want to work with, right? So for that, we're going to start, first of all, what do we know, like with our previous, from a previous perspective, and we're going to write it down. So the first moment we're going to see, it's this one. This is one. This is what we're going to watch, Liliana. Okay, we're going to see. So the training of digital training, you already have at that, right, Liliana? Yes. So that's already done. Yeah, okay, sure. So to get into matter, the idea is that we watch a video that is going to be projected there, right? Once we watch the video, we're going to get into groups. It's gonna be, we're going to have 3 groups. Once you see the video, we're going to break into 3 groups. What expectation generates in you, and then we do a back feedback from that video, right? We do feedback, and then we do the expositions, and we will get some small conclusions, and we will close in the vision of the works, the research that we are going to be doing, and then we're going to collect the information, the idea, and we're going to finish this class, today's session. Okay. I don't know if you understand. So it is. So we project the video and we work on that. We're going to ask Otis to help us out to project the video, please. I stop the projection, the slide. Okay. I am asking an apologies. I have a flu. It is really bad, but I'm here. Okay. So you tell us so we can. We're watching the video. Can we see the subtitle? Go ahead, Otis. The video is paused. Something's going on. I don't know what's going on. Let me check. In anthropology, focusing on the study of indigenous peoples, living with these communities through ethnographic field work has allowed for very compelling and for reaching research within this discipline. Work that has begun almost half a century. Anthropology, Spanish anthropology, one of the Americanists of this country. In this least in the places where I went, it was a novelty for someone from outside to arrive, and arose people's curiosity. And so it was a relationship of mutual curiosity. I was curious about them, and that's okay. That's fine. That's very good. And that makes interaction and work much easier. going to be unraveling that adventure with its pro and contra, with its challenges and difficulties, essential characters of this methodology that it approaches us to other age. How do we integrate in communities, different communities that is different to your culture? So I come to live here because I like to live here, if you don't mind. Oh, they say, no, it's okay. Is there any house where I can stay? Let's see. Okay, they look for a house for you, and then you stay there. And then they say, I don't know if teacher, if you're talking, but we can't hear anything. We can't hear you, teacher. I think your mic is muted. Liliana, can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody? Yes, yes, we can hear you. Okay. So once we have watched this video, the idea, we're going to go break into groups, and then we're going to ask some questions, and we're going to work on that questions. Okay. So we're going to answer the questions, and then we're going to work on that. and then after work.
We are doing an intercultural dialogue. We are going to converse. We are already an intercultural group. This is the wealth that we must know as Indigenous people. It'd be great to take into account that we are in an intercultural group already. So I want us to break into groups and I want us to come back and converse. I believe that the group should be according to language. Those that speak Spanish and the ones that speak English, or how are we going to do this? Because we're going to create 3 groups. Yes, 3 groups. We're going to create 3 groups. No problem. Okay. So to show the slide of how we had thought this, and these are the questions. We're going to project the questions. So these are guiding questions that we're going to converse with. Here are the groups. Hello, the groups. Yes, the groups. We're going to give a guide to each one of the groups. So for example, if the group 1 would be Latin America, right? For the internal for the internal dialogue, there are going to be these 4 different questions. And then there's the one for the group from Africa. They're going to work with a socio-drama regarding the video we just had. We just viewed. And then they're going to present it to us. It's a role play. And then group 3. And then the Asia group is the 3rd group. And here what it's saying is to please take the role of Indigenous people that do not accept questions upon the arrival of researchers, academics, and institutions that plunder the ancestral knowledge and wisdom of the peoples, and defend your position. Regarding in relation with the video we just showed. And when the time is done, we're going to come back into a plenary, into the whole group. We're going to come back together so we can socialize, we can converse among all of us. Hello? Hello, hello? And then after this work, when we're done with the group work, we share it. as a dialogue. So the rest of the group can give feedback of what each group worked on. Then afterward, there's general questions. The next slide, the last one. We're going to converse about what group 1 presented, how do these historical facts relate to the Eurocentric research and the historical and ongoing plundering of the peoples? What is the political economic intention of the Euro and North-centric research carry out in the native peoples of the world? So we're going to work this for 15 minutes, but trying to have everybody participate. So we're going to enrich this path as we walk through the topic of methodology of research. As I mentioned before, with group 1, we have 3 other questions that we're going to converse all together in the plenary. We also have 15 minutes to give feedback. And then we have group 3 and these questions. And then regarding what they present, we're going to talk about what role and attitude do the community and women assume? What do we think about the approaches and position of the community in the face of the continuous presence of external researchers? I'm sorry, maybe these are other questions. No, it's correct. Of the external research and continuous epistemic looting of native peoples. So we're trying to look at the thinking and acting of the different peoples by region. In this moment, we're going to talk about by region: Latin America, Africa, Asia, and going to enrich this diploma course, taking into account as well how of the world of decolonization we must go from who are we as Indigenous people and what do we have. So I believe this video gave us very good tools that can help us guide us in a better way. Having as a basis what we have lived through or have seen in our own territories, and being able to tell about this through this diploma course, but going from the experience of what these researchers' experience is and comparing it with our own. So now we're going to go into the groups. We're going to make the groups, and with the time that we've assigned, we're going to work. And we're going to work in this for 15 minutes with these questions, these guiding questions, and then we'll come back together and see the presentation of what each one of you has worked with. The groups are going to go and to work, and then in 15 minutes we're going to present the results. And then in a plenary session in a full group, we'll work with the next set of questions, correct? Regarding what each group presents, group 1 and 2. And then as we discuss this as a whole group, right? Okay, yes. Just to clarify. Okay, so we're going to make the groups, and then briefly, I'm going to send you the questions, and we'll, particularly for the group in English, we'll send you the questions. Thank you so much, Liliana. You're very kind.
Hello, Masao. How are you?
Megumi, I think you must accept an invitation to go into a
Ah.
smaller group.
Okay.
A little something should come up and you should be able to accept
Okay. I
they
couldn't.
should be sending you into the specific group. Maybe you
Okay.
haven't received it yet, but
Okay.
they're still making the groups.
Yeah.
So everybody will be assigned.
Mm-hmm. I can't join the.
Maybe it hasn't appeared yet. I see everybody still here in the regular session.
Okay.
They're preparing a little box is gonna come up and say join group 1,
Okay.
2, or 3. Or maybe they're making, but yes, so it'll be resolved in a few minutes.
Mm.
they're asking you, they're please put you in the Asia group, please.
Yes. How do I go there? Can you send me to join? Oh yeah, I can. Now I will join Asia. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, can you hear me? We're gonna start up again with a presentation with a group 1. I'm going to share my that we can project, please. Tocan 8 minutitos y ya. We're gonna continue. Okay, ready. Can you hear it? Can you see it? Yes, we can see it. Okay, we're going to start. According to the questions that we were able to respond, the question is covered. I'm sorry. How did colonization and supposed civilizatory mission happen to the peoples of Latin America, Africa, and Asia? Rusleida mentioned that the colonization and civilization of the people was irreparable to all the indigenous peoples that ended with the ways of life, the language, the native language, and sometimes with entire peoples. Susanna mentioned the colonization of America was a historic process of appropriation, occupation of the territory where the native peoples lived by the Europeans, particularly Spanish, Portuguese, and British. And the colonization arrived in 814. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the date. She's reading too fast. So the dates and the colonization was through evangelization. The indigenous community said then the schooling in the written history through violence and killing of the peoples. So that would be the first answer. Here's the date. From that started in 1492 to the end of the 19th century. Question 2, how did it impact the lives of indigenous peoples and women? Luleida mentioned that the impact was the slavery of women, sexual exploitation, and loss of territory, languages, and spiritual gods and practices. The answer had to do with the loss of ways of life, territory, and devaluating of women because they made them seem as objects, not as people, because of being weaker physically. And then the last question, what mechanisms did they use for the dispossession and plundering of this particular knowledge, cosmovision, and life system? Lucia mentioned that the strategy that was used was physical abuse, death of the indigenous, the lauding of gold, and using women as a war conquest, and they stole the children. And then the other question was evangelization or religion, the ways of government of the conquerors. They took the land and other indigenous peoples, becoming creating strife among them or killing them. Those would be the first three questions. Our question was that in the last two, that we were going to talk about it in as a general group, I believe. What relation do these, how do these historical facts relate to Eurocentric research and historical and ongoing plundering of the peoples? We concluded that all of these have hurt the indigenous peoples, and these are irreversible hurts that the loss of our knowledge and our ways of life. Thank you, Rocio. We'll continue with group 2. Asia.
Okay, I'm going for Asia. So our question, yep, our answer to the question presented was we are not interested in allowing the presence of outsiders. Our sacred ancestral land is our only safe space to exist within our cultural ways without the scrutiny and the eyes of outsiders. If we want and are to share any part of our wisdom, spirituality, and culture, we will do so through our own channels. Our community has been burnt before after allowing outsiders, which included researchers, academics, and institutions who have come, taken, and sold our data and stolen the bones of our ancestors, the bones of our ancestors for research purposes, which has left us with new wounds and problems to fix and heal from.
Teacher Rufino, are you there? We can't hear you. We believe your microphone is muted. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. So they have finished, but I didn't understand anything since they were talking in English. I'm sorry. There is on your screen, there is a little word. You have to choose your interpretation channel. It says English and Spanish on the screen. Yes, down below where it says where it says beside apps, there is an icon says apps. There is a globe interpretation. Yes, I see it. And then you choose Spanish so you can listen. The interpreter is going to, or if you'd like for the group to present. Thank you. Sabanto, would you please repeat what you just said, because teacher couldn't hear the interpretation.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
We are not interested in allowing the presence of outsiders. Our sacred ancestral land is our only safe space to exist within our cultural ways, without the scrutiny and the eyes of outsiders. If we want and are to share any part of our wisdom, spirituality, and culture, we will do so through our own channels. Our community has been burnt before after allowing outsiders, which includes researchers, academics, and institutions who have come, taken, and sold our data and stole the bones of our ancestors for research purposes, which has left us with new wounds and problems to fix and heal from. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, now, yes, I thank you very much to group number 2 for sharing this work. Now we're going to continue with group 3. Now we'll continue with group 3. Go ahead, Africa. I know you've done a really good work. So you are going to present us a role play. You have to turn on your camera so we can see you. So go ahead. Africa group, go ahead. We're listening, and you can turn on your camera. I don't know if somebody's speaking, but we can't hear you. Africa group. Africa group, are you there? No, we can't hear anything. Group number 3. Is someone speaking there? Who is going to present from Africa, the Africa group? Is Grace from Africa here? Halima? That would be the sisters from Africa. You too, Natosim, also from Africa. 3. Please, we ask you to get organized so we can continue with the class, because the teacher is coordinating here so we can do the activities. Please. Go ahead, teacher Rufina. I don't know if you're speaking, but we can't hear you, teacher Rufina. It seems like your mic is mute. Hello? Hello? Oh, can you hear me now, Liliana? Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now. Okay. Since we already had 2 groups that they presented with the work they did, right? They have given us to the guideline questions, right? What do we highlight from group 1 according to the question, according to the orientating questions? How was the colonization and supposed civilization of the peoples of Latin America, Africa, and Asia? And 2, what impact did it have on the lives of indigenous peoples and women? 3, what mechanisms were used to dispossess and plunder their knowledge, worldview, and ways of life? In this order, second step would be, how do you see, or how did you hear the answer that they gave? So group 2 and group 3 is going to participate with this. So we can set up the feedback. So here's the idea. The idea is that one of each group, like group 2 and 3, they can give a feedback about the answers presented by the colleagues presented by Latin America, presented by the colleagues of Latin America. So group number 2. So we're going to project right away to follow up the discussion for the questions. Okay, go ahead, Otis. Yes, please. Thank you. Group 1, please. Ready, there. There's good. Is it good there, teacher? We can't hear you. Yes. Yes. Based on what group 1 presented, what was the colonies and the plundering of the indigenous people? What is the intentionality of political of the ethnocentric and north-centric that do in the original peoples? That's what we're going to get feedback about, taking into account the answers according to the answers they provided by group 1. So first question, what was the colonization and supposed civilization of the peoples of Latin America, Africa, and Asia like? Then second question, what impact did it have on the lives of indigenous peoples and women? So we're going to do the group work once again, and then we're going to answer the questions. So we're going to go back to groups. Taking in, yes, before we go, let's take into account what they already provided. They have already provided information according to the questions. The impacts they had in the territory and towards the people, right? That's what we identify the most. The territorial impact and the impact toward the woman, to the body of the indigenous woman. And that's what we must identify. So from there on, we can get a chain of different issues, plundering, violations, in the violent way that that colonization was done. That's what we got from the Latin American group. Okay, so to follow that same thread, we're going to work and get the feedback from the rest of the group. So the feedback is going to be done. The discussion about group 1 is this we're going to. So the discussion in group 1, 2, and 3 is going to be based on the questions, on the answer that group 1 has given. Yes, it is like that. Okay, so let's go back to the groups and let's go back to the group. Yes, go ahead, Otis. I don't know if you have any doubt. If you have any doubt, teacher is going to be visiting each room, breakout room. So yeah, I'll visit each room to give orientations or help.
Were able were you able to discuss around the questions?
So we're going to listen to the results of the discussions they had internally in their respective group. So let's hear group number 1. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. It says, what relation do these historical events have with Eurocentric research and the historical and current plundering of peoples? They keep using the indigenous peoples because they don't have this belonging sense of the communities. For example, in the Chaco people in 1924, they killed okay. So they keep using the indigenous communities because they don't understand the sense of belonging to the community, and we keep living the plundering of from some researchers. For example, in 1924, they killed a lot of indigenous people because of discrimination, and they forgot. They decided to forget their language. Even nowadays, they have uh, many works that they do it for small salary. A lot of researchers, they don't see the reality of the peoples. They exaggerate in the writings they do. So they make us they present us as a savage uh, world. The researchers, they just go there, and what they are looking for, they're looking for an economical resource and material things that they get from the communities. So that would be the answer for the first answer. And that's what is the political and economic intent of the Eurocentric and North-centric research being conducted on the world's and indigenous peoples? So the answer would be, my conclusion is, our conclusion, go back to our origin and understand the way of life that we had with Mother Nature and the cosmos. Because we are the one that to safeguard the knowledge of our elders and to write it down in our own books and researches, telling our way of life from our cosmos field. So those would be the answers to the questions. Would I have to answer the questions for Africa? I believe so, to enrich the complementary thing and also the discussion that we're going to have in plenary. So it would be interesting if you could answer the questions for group 3. So what role and attitude do the community and women assume? Well, we understand that the woman, they play an important role for the education and see the worldview, the real worldview of our people, because we are the ones that will live straight with the community. What do we think about the community's approaches and position regarding the continued presence of external researchers and the ongoing epistemic plundering of the indigenous peoples? So, well, yes, we have a big challenge, an important challenge, and the reflection that today we're going to do, it's going to give us the opportunity to write down or to understand our knowledge, our way of living, and according to each community we live, and we go organizing in the communities, and it gives us life, and to 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 get to know other communities, other pupils in our continent and around the world. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. Can we listen to the next group, Liliana? Is this the same? No, this is not the, this is the first group. So each group is going to present their answers. So can we go with, can we go with Asia group? Can the Asia group present their feedback? I don't know who, or this, if you could project here, like following. Go ahead, Asia. Do you have a material, an extra materials? If you have extra material, please let us know. We can't hear Asia. Who's going to be the one that is going to present the feedback?
Okay.
Okay.
There are political and economic intentions behind Eurocentric and North America centered research conducted on indigenous peoples around the world. These studies have not only been driven by intellectual curiosity or academic inquiry, but also been closely tied to colonialism, serving to justify the exploitation and domination of indigenous land, resource, culture, and knowledge. Especially during the colonial era, European researchers and institutions regarded indigenous people as primitive or inferior, taking away their remaining cultural artifacts and knowledge to use for scientific and economic gain, or demonstrate their own superiority. So yeah. Thank you.
Liliana, mire que a mí no me tradujo ahorita.
So yeah, teacher Rufina, you have to choose your channel. You have to go to Spanish, teacher, because we heard the translation. So we have this. So I had, okay. So yeah, we had translation. We had interpretation. Ah, I see. Yeah, it was in English. Okay, I got it now. Okay. Yeah. So do you have to go with next group? Yeah. Go ahead. Next group. Yeah. So it seems like group Africa group is going to, they want to present what they missed to present in the first. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, they can do both of them. Yeah. Go ahead, Africa. Africa. These we're watching the screens that it shouldn't. It's not the projection. Okay, Africa. Africa. Are they having issues? Can you confirm me if you're having issues like the minutes ago? Can you confirm us if you're having issues like connection issues, like if you're logged out? Someone from Africa?
I'm seeing Habiba, her mic is on, but it seems we are not getting her.
Okay.
Grace, are you there? Seems Habiba is having some challenges with her connection.
So you're not going to present? To give the voice back to our teacher, Rufina. If they're not going to be able to present for now, maybe we should go ahead. Okay. If you're speaking, we cannot hear you, teacher. Now you can hear me, right? Yes, yes. Okay. So taking into account the reflections that each group presented, I'm going to invite us that among the groups that did the work and you enrich these guiding questions, could you identify as a way to reflect the different ways of violence that were lived through in the invasion or the colonization of our territories, right? In this order, the research plays an important role because the stories are that were narrated or written from a point of view, a vision of the egocentric vision. So this is from from one unique point of view, from a specific point of view, from a point of view of a thought that seeked and continues to seek to homogenize the thoughts, homogenize economy, homogenize power, homogenize nations, creating itself policies, world policies, or world agendas without taking into account the visions from the territories, the culture, spiritual that the indigenous peoples have around the world. This is because this is why it is so important to take into account, and group 1 mentioned this, how from the academic world have has undermined the way of thought, this way of feeling. We call them systems of knowledge here in Colombia. Here it's been talked about thinking from our own way, from our own thought. We call them systems of knowledge, because the indigenous peoples, we have systems of life, spiritual systems, government systems. We have a structure, as you have properly expressed, that where our intention from our own is from where we stand is not to dominate, is not to impose ways of thought, but to collectively have the feeling of all peoples. Almost, we can continue to create ways of life, conditions for life, not only human life, but of everything that is around us. So it's interesting that you gave the tools. You already gave the tools. What colonization, we here in Colombia, we call it invasion. This colonization was not only done for on a territory, to affect a territory. You can also see it, and you have already mentioned it as well, evangelization. It is also a way that where it's done, how we use an ideology. We give it a name, for example, in this case, God, and we get to a territory, to a different land, different country, around the world, and imposing one way of thought in religion, where the own cultural practices of the peoples are prohibited. They deny the spirituality of the indigenous peoples, and this it also made us see go into, and you also talked about this, the loss of the languages and everything that has to do with the way of life of each peoples. With this as well, we've lost our plants, our medicinal plants or cultural plants, of spiritual connection that we, the indigenous peoples, have. There's people here in Colombia, we use tobacco and coke leaf. I'm of a group of people that use mambe and lambi, and these are in Colombia, these are spiritual use plants. And each peoples have their plants that allows us to connect and relive this spiritual connection with the creator, which is what we have in our territories, and how we connect with our territories as well. So there's various points of view. The intention of colonization, the plundering of our land, they come into our territories and see us as savages, not intelligent, that we don't feel, that somehow we're not alive. And this research also comes that who are these? So who are these people? We become an object, but not a subject of rights. We turn into an object. And they start to see or look, the research also takes us in how to dominate the other, to continue the domination. And it has a very strong characteristics. They've used, first of all, the not recognizing the other, not having it in the same level and the same point of view, that they're human as me, but they're other. From there, we've we are getting into racism, because my way of thought is superior to this other, and these ways of behavior also make that this turns into structural racism. As I said before, it's a system, a global system that does not recognize the particularity, the rich, the wealth in the world as humans. And now this critical point of view that you've seen, and I think it's very interesting, is that it's precisely the best proposals have already come out from what you've shared. It is how to show, to demystify, and to be able to show to the world who we are as Indigenous peoples. Not a point of view from the academic world, but a real point of view from our own territories. And this is the path that we're going to follow as researchers. And my work is precisely to be able to share with you from my experience some tools, own tools that I've been able to learn and make in my territory with my people, and as well as in my country. So it's very interesting, first of all, taking into account what I've already told you and what all these things that this has brought us. But we're not going to stay here, but we can reflect. We can, and this is what I wanted to put into for you to work in these groups, to be able to discuss this and to start to be able to say, first of all, where am I from?
I'm an Indigenous. Yes.
I'm an Indigenous woman.
What do I have?
What do I have?
I have territory. I have forest. I have rivers. Everything that I have. What am I looking for with my dreams? Yes. When I'm talking about where am I from, I am recognizing the affection, the effects. So what do I have? So when I ask where am I from, I start to build the issues that will live here in my territory. What do I have? I have a territory, but I'm lacking this in my territory. I have rainforest, but this is what is happening in my territory. I have rivers, but I have this contamination, pollution. But we will build this. What's my dream? What this is this is what I want to. This is what I dare to visualize. In order to understand in our research, I have to do a research about the other. Who is he or she whom I'm going to talk with? Yes. What does he have? Yes. He has territory. He has a indigenous structure. He has a government structure. They have what policies do they have? So it must go according to the research I'm going to do. What is the dream of that other? What is that other people is wanting to do? So once we have clear these two concepts, these two views, there I can say, I'm going to talk with you. And that's how I set the paths of my research. So that way I don't get lost in the path, because looking what the other wants. So that's why sometimes we end up working. So when we do researchers, let's say the research is about self-education, self-medicine. Sometimes we end up doing actions that the other wants me to do, so we get confused. So that's why it's important in the process of our research, beyond asking, yes, beyond asking, doing these questions, it is a dialogue, it's a conversation. I don't call it a research, I call it cross-cultural dialogue. Like it's a dialogue, it's a conversation, fluent conversation, and an easy conversation in two ways, you and me, right? With this, since we're running out of time, I had prepared a final activity, but this activity was a individual assignment. In a sheet of paper, answer the questions that I have provided. Yes. What role must assume the indigenous peoples identify 3 concrete actions to fight against the historical plunder of the original people, plundering of the knowledge, and the other. What are your commitments as indigenous to accompany the peoples if in the plundering of the knowledge? So it is going to be as an assignment, and this is going to be individual, and you can upload it on the platform. So we can talk in next session we'll have on Tuesday. We can talk briefly about this. So if you answer and you upload it, we can take it at a time. I would read it, maybe three or four of the answers you're going to provide, and then in this way we could start our next session with this assignment, and we will continue with the next session. Yes. Yeah, that we would start. That's how we would start session 2. Like to start with what we are, what we're pending, because we're about to finish. So this is going to be a pending assignment. So you're going to work on this assignment. You're going to answer the questions to each one of you. The idea is I'm not going to. The idea is that you yourself are going to answer with the so you can have a reflection and to have debate about any doubts. So if you have any doubts, yeah, you can reach out and you can ask, and I'll be here to give you orientation. But the idea is you are going to do between you and me. I'm going to learn from you. You're going to learn from me, from your country's region, and I'll be here to help you out as facilitator. Thank you very much. I don't know, Liliana, if there's anything else. I am listening. Thank you very much, Teacher Rufina. Just for the instruction. So there is a link here about an evaluation link. Please answer. Let me know if you can get into this form. The question of the assignment, which is the one that is assigned in SIA's, are the following. And so she mentioned a question, another three questions. Okay. And also we recommend we have a questionnaire, evaluation questionnaire that you need to. So for the case of the questions, I am placing the link so you can answer in Google form. Okay. I need you to register or send your own questions. You're going to submit your own answers. So you answer the form, and then you save it, submit it, and send it to Google form. So that way we can work a little bit easier. Okay. Is there any question, any doubt for the indications or orientations? So the links we're going to provide it in English and Spanish. They are translated. So please check if it's in English or in Spanish. So that's assignment. You can do it right now or along the week. I mean, along this week. So you have handy. Okay, ready. I got it. Yes. So if you click on the link, they're going to it's going to redirect to the question. It's going to take you to the questions. So we're closing 1 minute. We have the questions that you need to answer. It is in Google form. So is there any other? So we have the test, the evaluation that we have that one. The evaluation of this course, of this session. You have it in the chat. So please answer. I heard something about reading. You say yes. Do you remember you worked on a reading so they can read and get deeper understanding about this reading, about the topic that we're sharing. So please, yes, that's what I understand. It's on Moodle, and there's the reading or the books. So you go ahead and read the text that is uploaded in Moodle in the module. So that would be it. Okay, we are closing the session. Is there any questions, doubts? So we can. So if not, we're going to close. I think there's no doubt. Anyways, for everybody, for all the participants of this diploma, I'll be attentively to receive your doubts and clear out any doubts you have. Okay. Okay, good, teacher. So we thank your presence and each one of you, colleagues, and we are closing the session, and we'll see again on Tuesday. So follow the instruction, check your connections, check your computers, your devices. This diploma is online, so it was set in the calling. So we need to guarantee, make sure that your connection is okay. So that's part of your responsibility. So we're expecting you to see next Tuesday. Please follow up your research proposal. Africa, Asia, Latin America. We need solid proposal in your research protocol, and we have from here till May 30th. You need to organize among you with your tutors. So we thank you very much, and see you on Tuesday then.